I have been using PlayStation ever since my youth, and now looking back, it was such great memories with the company. But now I am just okay, here, let me explain why I am furious in the first place with PlayStation. So I was playing X Defiant the other day. I know, pretty, trying to be like Call of Duty and whatnot. It's fun to play. I don't care what you think. And as I was playing, right, I just suddenly got this feeling that whenever I'm playing the game, I can't aim straight. And it's not because I'm trash, my accuracy is pretty decent, but I'm noticing every time I shift a little bit to the right when I'm looking, my controller wants to do I don't even know, the thing just gets like stiff neck or something. I just immediately cut right when I'm just gradually going there. And I figured out the issue. I have stick drift. Now, stick drift has been like a cancer to controllers for like the past, I don't know how long, ever since I guess controllers have been a thing, or since PlayStation or Xbox controllers have been a thing. But for some reason, with the new PlayStation 5 controllers, they're as fragile as glass when it comes to stick drift. I have had a PS4 controller for the past maybe 4 to 5 years. That thing is strong. You feel me? Y'all remember when they tried to do a drop test with iPhones from like roof height just to see how durable your iPhone was? That's my controller tenfold, my boy. I have dropped that thing more times than I remembered. I have threw it against the wall more times than I remembered. And it is the most durable thing. It feels like I am using a brick to play video games, and it was just that godly. So when I have a PS5 controller and I'm down to this is my third controller, I think. No, I'm gonna buy my third controller, my bad. When I have to go to Best Buy again to buy a third controller, you can understand the financial implications that affect my wallet when I have to do it again. But wait, hold on. Before, I didn't want to take it with my head in the sand, right? I wanted to at least try to make an academic comeback towards my controller, just not academically. It's more like, I guess, common sense. That's not the point. So what I did, I opened up my PlayStation controller, like I disassembled it and stuff, like I'm Tony Stark in this click, and I tried to fix it. I tried the best sorcery possible to bring this thing back to life, to make it have great stick movement without the stick drift. I tried my best. I accidentally clipped one of the parts that's basically part of the right joystick, and now every time I want to play X Defiant, the controller itself will just look up the entire time. Like when the match starts, when you're allowed to move and stuff, my character literally immediately looks up like he has a severe form of ADHD. It is unplayable, and I blame PlayStation and myself. My technical skills they're not the greatest. But I wouldn't even be in this situation if the controller itself does not completely break down on me like a defensive breakdown in 2K. Oh, well, if that's the case, well, how come you don't just plug in your PS4 controller and play? Well, pat yourself on the back and let me give you a foot massage, because that is probably the greatest solution I've probably ever thought of. And not only the greatest solution, the most logical solution. Maybe just downgrade your controller so then you could play a PS5 game. But when I tried to play the PS5 game X Defiant with a PS4 controller, the notification popped up on the top right corner telling me otherwise. It said PS4 controllers cannot play PS5 games. Wow. So now not only is my PS4 controller rendered useless to basically new gen games, I am now sitting here and thinking, why, oh precious, why, Sony, did you do this to me? I searched up why, and their dog water reasoning for this is because they want, I can't even get the words out. That's just how stupid the statement is. Basically what they said is that the PS4 controller cannot fully experience what a PS5 controller can experience regarding haptic feedback and adaptive triggers. Sony, my brothers and sisters, nobody, my bad, most people do not care if the controller vibrates or not. What I've seen from friends and like other people, most of the time vibration is off because we don't care enough, or maybe it distracts you or something, I don't know. And then adaptive triggers. The only time I've ever seen anybody use that is when New Horizon comes out. And no one plays that game, by the way, except for people that are paid to play it via Sony. I've never heard someone, or let alone a massive audience, just catering to New Horizon, because the moment the consoles release anyway, it dies like a month in. No one cares. And by the way, I don't know if you guys have catched on by their reasoning, but it is very clear to see that this is a business decision because they're probably not getting enough profit from the PS5 controllers. And why would they? They suck. What the heck? You guys are trying desperately to look and feel like Xbox controllers. It is the most clearest day thing I've seen so far. Hey, but that's not the only thing that bothers me about PlayStation. I remember back in the old days, yes, I'm doing it this whole thing again. Bear with me. I remember when Xbox players only had to pay for subscriptions to play online. Does anyone else remember that? Because I do. I remember that beautifully with PlayStation, where you could just play the game without PS Plus. PS Plus was an optional thing, but all good things come to an end in terms of business incentives, because after that, karma just hit, man. Jojo Siwa is right. Now PlayStation players had to pay in order to play online. That rhymed. That was so, oh, that rhymed too. Ooh. You know, maybe if I start rapping, maybe I could, like, you know, regain the funds needed to, like, buy another PS5 controller. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But anyway, back to the hoodwinking of their consumers. They made us pay PlayStation Plus in order to play online. And now, because of that, it had become a necessary thing in order to play online with your friends or whatever. And they had like little deals, like you could pay for like monthly or like every 3 months or every 12 months. And every 12 months it was basically $60. And then like I think the 3 months was $28. And then the 1 month was like $9 a month, or maybe 10. I forgot. But if you do not want to basically remember each month that you need to reload your PlayStation Plus, you know, membership, you can buy a yearly one, which is $60. But it just couldn't be that way. Obviously, it's Sony. Why would it ever be that way? Things have to change. Things have to be adaptive, like the triggers, things that we don't need, you know? So now, instead of just having PlayStation Plus as it is, there is now 3 tiers of the PlayStation Plus. It goes Essential, Extra, and Premium. Basically, you need just Essential. No one's buying Extra or Premium because they want to. This is probably because there's other games on. No, there's PlayStation games on there that are like really old and like they're basically classics, and you could play those games if you have like, you know, the Extra and the Premium, but not at the good hearted price of $120. No, absolutely not. But if you thought that was terrifying, wait until like maybe a year after the fact, and they increased it from 120 to 150. And not only that, they also increased the Essential pack, basically like the first tier, like the regular stuff, from $60 to $70, an extra 10 to the face. All because I had a dream. But unlike MLK, I didn't have a dream of segregation being abolished. I had the dream of playing online at an affordable price. Also, Sony, can you please stop putting 8K on the PlayStation 5 box? You can't do it. You saying that you can play 8K on a PS5 is like me saying North Korea is a viable and great place to live. Wrong. It's not. And I cannot help but feel like I am being just fisted by PlayStation prices because they were unable to hit their target mark with PS5 sales. That's not a feeling, that's what it is. So I'm assuming maybe that's why prices are going up. They're trying to compensate for what cannot be compensated. But PlayStation, if you're going to make your controllers about $65 to $70, can they please not break 4 months into a playing experience? If someone is playing PlayStation like almost every day, maybe like 5 to 6 days a week with their controller, you're more than likely to break it. I understand that. But if I hear one person in the comment section tell me that I'm not being gentle enough with a controller, I'm going to go on my rooftop and land headfirst into the concrete. It is not about how gentle and caring you can be with the controller. It is whether or not the thing is durable and it justifies the price. I'm not using my controller as like a batarang across the room every time I am playing just video games on my PlayStation. It is just the fact that it wear and tears very easily compared to a PlayStation 4 controller, and I am tired of spending 65 to 70 bucks like every 5 months because the controller cannot keep up with the fact that I'm moving the little movement joystick just a little bit too hard to the right. And to the people with PlayStation's bum up their hand trying to defend it, saying that, well, people have to get paid and stuff. Well, if they want to do that and not be, getting a bunch of complaints, can you please focus on the durability of the controller rather than the cosmetics of the controller to make it look all futuristic? I don't care how futuristic the controller looks. I've seen things break down and look futuristic. Look at the Cybertruck. It looks like a not rendered in car in a video game, and it still needed callbacks. I don't care about how it looks. I want it to work first and then worry about how it looks. I don't care. To the Xbox players rejoicing in this video, I hope you know that the Xbox and PlayStation both perform exactly the same with very minor differences in quality, so much so that you wouldn't even notice it if you played both games. It's like that little trend that was going on where they try to like taste test the water and stuff. I guarantee you would not tell the difference if I were to plug into the output of a TV and ask you if it's a PlayStation or Xbox being played. It is the same thing. To the PC players that are probably preaching in the comments that I should get a PC, I hope you know that your electric bill will always be higher than mine at the end of the month. It does not matter, though I still will be getting one though, so I mean, I'm kind of on edge with you guys. You guys are kind of right into some respect. And to the Nintendo Switch players, get to 60 FPS. All right, well, that's pretty much all I have. All the steam has been released out of me. Pause. And yeah, adaptive triggers can go adapt to these nuts in their face. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching.